Good evening, Carroll University Esports fans. My name is Jake Lasky, a.k.a. Lasker Do, here with Adamant Chandler. How are you doing today?
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
Good, doing pretty good. Only a little scruffy today.
It's okay.
You realized this morning when I went to shave that I left it on the counter at home.
Oh, no.
So I will not have it for a week.
Unfortunate. We got a banger of a Carroll University Overwatch 2 game for you today. It's going to be Carroll University versus UW Green Bay. Carroll University is currently 2-3. Our opponents are 2-2, I believe. And the bans today were Mercy and Tracer for the first game, and we will be heading into Oasis. So it looks like we are ready to head into the game here.
The Mercy ban is a little bit wild. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Who's gonna be playing? Oh my gosh, there's something stuck in my throat.
Because usually when Carroll's playing the Mercy comps, it's pretty much always Harmony and Moo in. So I would say that it's a little weird to ban the Mercy with Brady in, although they could have just been looking at career profiles and they probably saw the many hours of Mercy that Moo has.
That's very true. She does have many hours on Mercy, but today she's going to be bringing out the Brigitte.
A little bit of hazard coming out from the other team. I'm going to be honest. I'm not super worried about this first game. I will be worried, however, when Mauga gets banned next game. It's probably going to happen. We will have to see how Carroll University adapts. Last game that I casted for this team, they did pretty well in the Mauga maps, had a couple struggle points here and there, but overall pretty well. But what ended up being their downfall is they couldn't find their groove when Mauga got banned.
It's true. Mauga is a comfort pick here for Carroll. They tend to respond with something like the Sigma or an Orisa is generally the pick.
And you're going to see a drop here in about 2 seconds from the hazard on the enemy team onto point to stop them from capturing. Or not. They're just going to let them have the 3-point. Now this is good for Carroll University. And, you know, they are on a bit of a dive comp, but I would like to see them just leave it and just kind of poke and not die. Because they have the advantage right now at the point. The longer they stall, the more points they get. You're going to see a couple trades coming in, but overall, I'd love to see if they get up there, just hop back down. Do what they're doing. Do what they're doing with Ian getting the picks. You're going to see MJL fall, but it's going to be traded out for the tank. And now you see the Mauga moving up to the high ground a little bit, going to pressure them out now that the tank is not there to stabilize.
Fine. Not sure what happened there.
And it's going to be Ian with 3 up top. 4th jumps off the map.
Klein hits him with the oops.
Oops. And so that's really how Carroll University wanted to play it there. They had the point ticking up. And so the longer that... Who are they playing against again?
UW Green Bay.
The longer that Green Bay waits, the more advantageous it is to them. Now RoboDonut getting burned here, going to have to back out. Contra swap, I think it's a good idea. I don't think Hazard works very well in the Honda.
Argy Goblin, the first pick once again. MJL also the first pick, but for Carroll, big wall might prevent some healing from going into RoboDonut here. But Moo gonna go ahead and just swing away, get a lot of healing there. It is the Kitsune Rush coming out now first. RoboDonut gonna fall here.
I'd love to see Carroll just die on point here. They really want to keep those ticks going up. Wow, good headshot on Moo.
Oh, Unseen Wolf, just gonna drop here.
Oh, I would have really liked to see him die on point. He probably could have squeaked out 1 or 2 more %.
It's a high-pitched scream Juno has.
It is. 2 ults up, probably 3 by the time the fight gets started for Green Bay. All 5 going to be up for Carroll. I would love to see them just guns blazing.
Can't save them for the next point, might as well just use them.
Exactly. You know, you see that one coming out. A little bit of a zoning. You're going to get the Brigitte ult coming out.
But they are going to.
That's going to be a pick down from Klein, Saucer, and Unseen Wolf. Tag team duo. Ram's going to fall. Kiri's going to fall to the Venture. And they don't even need to use all 5. It's going to be 1 support, 1 DPS. I would like to see Ian go... If they see that they're main, I'd like to see Ian go up and... Not necessarily like suicide, but go up and...
Just hold the space?
Yeah, just jump into him and cage. Like, don't let him touch, you know? Like...
Now would be a good time.
Cage. There you go.
There it is.
Good Cage. That's going to keep their tank from touching points. And that's going to be all of their maze cooldowns as well. I'd love to see the Reaper Blossom come out here. I think that was a bit of a misplay from Carroll. 2 people getting out. They had ults to play with. They burned the rest of Green Bay's ults, but I don't know if it was really necessary to prolong it.
Yeah, I think that the cage match was maybe a little late there. Could have been played a little earlier, so no one was able to squeak through and get to points. And
yeah, I think the worst part was I don't think he realized it until afterwards, but he didn't catch that ram in cage.
And yeah, the Ram was able to just go ahead and squeak through. Carroll needs but one fight here. Eyes on MJL and Unseen Wolf.
All right, come on, MJL, don't let me down. Don't hold that ult. Don't hold that ult. Use it, please, use it. Thank you.
But he gets booped right into the tank, and he's able to pump out a ton of damage. He's looking for Snarky Goblin now, who's the last one remaining. Carroll should be able to just go ahead and take this point here as the overtime ticks down. The team kill goes out, and Carroll University takes map 1.
I will count it as improvement this week if I don't see an ult held for the entire round.
That is definitely something that Carroll needs to work on. Is they build those ults pretty fast, but they tend to hold on to them a little too long.
Now, Carroll looking pretty strong here going into this next point. Hasn't been a whole lot of shoutcasting. These fights have been pretty quick. Carroll liking to run that very damage-heavy comp with the Mauga, the Venture, and the Reaper. Just kind of get in there, get a pick, and then allow the Mauga to charge in and just start causing chaos. Now, Green Bay is going to be swapping to a Junkrat here, try to burst the Mauga down a little bit, get some peel going for the backline. The Kiri Lucio is going to stay with the Ram. I don't necessarily think that they have really the comp that they think they do. I'd almost like to see a Reaper over the Cass if they're going to be running the Junkrat. That give you a lot more damage to kind of just walk in there with the Ram. But right now, the Ram kind of walks in with no one to follow. Both the Junk and the Cass really want to play at sort of mid-range.
Yeah, I think that the Junk is a little out of place in the composition here. I think Carroll's composition is a little bit more tight-knit and placed together. The only one who's really focused from afar is Juno. Other than that, everyone else is just kind of playing together. Once again, Carroll having pretty strong control over this first point. They're going to go ahead and fight Snarky Goblin first and foremost here, but Moo is going to fall. But both supports are going to fall on the side of Green Bay, allowing Carroll to go ahead and wreak havoc with the Mauga.
A little bit of tunnel vision coming up from RoboDonut, walking past the tank that was low health there.
RoboDonut is going to fall, but Carroll does have control of the point.
They're going to clean it up. One left, it's the Junkrat in the middle. Brady is fighting demons once again. It's okay. We love them anyway.
That is a huge stagger from the Junkrat.
That's a very big stagger. Now, you're going to see an Ana come out that's going to be very powerful against the Mauga. And you know what? That is one of the most unfortunate things about hero bans is I've heard that Ana at high levels gets banned almost every game. As an Ana player, that makes me sad. I understand it.
Makes me sad.
I understand it, but it makes me sad. I'd almost like to see a Ram, the Ram get swapped off to a maybe Diva or a Zarya here, even a Sigma. I think Ram can be good against Mauga, but once that barrier drops, it's kind of just a buffet. Even when he's in his Nemesis form, he's not doing as much damage to the Ram if he's blocking, but the Ram has to block to eat that damage, so he's not putting out any damage of his own, and he's still giving the Mauga that healing. Fire coming out, it's going to go straight onto RoboDonut after the sleep and the anti. It's going to be traded out by the Ana. Another both supports fall. One support's going to fall from Carroll's side. That's going to be a DPS down. Now it's just the Junk and the Ram on point. MJL doing a good job pressuring the Ram, keeping it up. Klein's going to be going on to the other DPS along with Move healing for support. Ram falls, and that's going to be the fight one for Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll looked in a little bit of a dangerous position there. The way that they started off that fight, the way that the sleep and the anti went on to RoboDonut almost immediately, and then the Tire went ahead and took his life from us. But we were able to see them kind of turn it around by really focusing those picks on the support and preventing any sort of healing onto the Ram.
That's the first time. It's the first time this match I've had to switch into the shoutcaster.
Gotta go God mode sometimes. Great Produce coming out here.
Ooh. Junkrat in the back line along with the cast. That's going to be two falling from Carroll, but they trade out two of their own, including the tank. If Moo can get this kill, it's going to be Carroll's going to be up here. The Venture all coming out. Doesn't find any, but the Junkrat's going to be low. That's going to be both DPS down to just the Lucio on point now, and there he's going to quickly fall. That's going to be point 2, and the first game going to Carroll.
Lou with 3 there at the end of the fight, being able to find several different members of Green Bay. Carroll University able to take an excellent fight there and go ahead and clinch out the game. And we will go ahead and see or play the game here. It is going to be Moo there. I'm sure it's that ending fight where she gets 3.
Is that Venture Skin her first legendary? Or sorry, their first legendary?
I believe so.
You can really tell because it's the first one that really changes their silhouette.
Yeah, no, I think it's their first legendary skin. All right, let's go ahead and head back to Des so we can talk about what we just saw.
No, you'll get no more casters today.
We don't exist.
We don't exist. We're
not
actually corporal. We are non-corporal entities. We don't have physical forms. Hear me out. Carroll University Pyopete VTuber model for the casting desk.
No.
The casters come out of a Pyopete VTuber.
But imagine how cursed it would be just his little mouth moving like every time we talk.
No, I've heard those are expensive.
Yeah,
like
no, they
really
can be
expensive, especially if you get ones that are rigged well. I've heard it can be like 10 grand sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes more.
I love there's so many videos of people that are like VTubers and they get all the like, your voice isn't real, that's not your real voice, and the people are like, I don't know how to like show you that this is like my real voice, but it is, like, it's my real voice. All right, well, Carroll University looking very, very good there. They are able to put on a 2-0 victory on Oasis there. I forgot the map for a second. On Oasis there. Don't even need to see the third map there. They were doing a good job of taking those fights on their time. Or even better yet, letting themselves get pushed into them and responding with sort of that Venture. I don't know if you call it poke, but like the way that they dive in there, get a little bit of damage, back up, and then when there was a pick.
It's trading.
Trading, that's the good word. But the way that then RoboDonut was able to find those low health targets, dive in there, get some damage, they were able to just sort of cycle through those abilities and do an excellent job of getting those picks.
Yeah, so far Carroll's playing the tempo a lot better than the last game I watched, which is really good improvement to see.
Absolutely. I'm very, very proud of how they've been playing here. Looks like we will be heading to Blizzard World for our next map. Not quite sure what the bans are going to be, but I wouldn't disagree with the take that there's probably going to be a Malga ban.
I think you see a Malga ban or a Reaper ban.
Yeah, one of the two.
I don't think you see any support bans coming out. And I think... What did Carroll ban the first map?
I'm not sure, either Mercy or Tracer.
It might be Tracer.
Yeah, I might just
because I don't think Carroll would ban Mercy. So you'll probably see... Maybe you see a Brig ban if they want to play Tracer. Like if Green Bay wants to play Tracer, you might see a Brig ban.
Yeah, but then you don't ban the Malga. I don't know. I think that there's
otherwise
a number of bans you could see.
Yeah, there's a number of bans. I could see an Ana ban coming out from Carroll if they still want to play the Malga.
Yeah, I mean, I think an Ana is probably the best bet here, but not quite sure. Not quite sure what they're going to do. Still deciding on bans in the chat here. I'd like to see on defense Carroll not play Malga here, preferably. I don't think that Malga lends super well to defense.
He can. It has to be played at a certain point, and it has to be played in a certain way. It has to be played as very similar to how you play a Sigma comp, except your body is the shield. But it also depends what they play. See, now, I probably wouldn't. They banned Zarya, so they want to see the Malga still. They'll probably start out on Ana, just because that would make the most sense.
But we are here on Blizzard World. No, oh, we're not on Blizzard World. I lied. Looks like we're restarting. Quick. Oh, it's nighttime Blizzard World. Nighttime. Ooh, I do like nighttime. Oh, never mind. I lied to you. It's not nighttime Blizzard World. Hashtag not my captain. What is going on in the chat here? This is
now
this is
with Lucio being banned. I don't disagree with you that Malga might not be the best play on might not be the best play on defense.
Welcome to
Rainy Blizzard World.
Rainy Blizzard World. Oh, I would have preferred nighttime because you're not gonna have Ugh, wow, I can't speak today. You're not going to have any of those rush down comps without the Lucio. So you might see a Ram, but you're not going to see a Rhine. You're not probably going to see a Zarya, although that can be played. I don't think you'll see anything. I'd be surprised with this match if you see something other than a Sig or a... and there you see it, a Sig come out. I was about to say Sig or Diva.
Keep in sight.
Now, Robodonut electing to play the Ramatra. Kleinsaucer on the Widow, which is an interesting choice. I assume it's going to be for a quick pick and then going to be swapped off.
I think it's a troll. I think he's trying to troll us. No way he plays Widow here.
You're going to see that Ana come out. They definitely think that they want the Nano Sojourn, and then they also probably think that the Mauga is going to come out. MJL on the Echo without a Mercy, but that's going to be okay. You got the hit scan healing and the track healing from the 2 supports. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I haven't seen much of Robodonut's gameplay on how he handles on Ramatra.
His Ramatra's pretty.
Oh, yeah, the 360 there. They got a Sig. You should swap off. Please, for your team's sake. Oh, wow. 2 early picks coming up for Green Bay onto Carroll. Getting picked off by the DPS. Kleinsaucer really needs to get off Widow here.
There it is, onto the Reaper.
Now, I'd like to see Carroll not walk mid. Honestly, everyone always thinks that you need to force off the high ground, which you can on this point, but you can also go bottom left and go up and under and just walk to point. And the way that the point's set up is that there's actually stuff in the way that you don't have a clear sight line. Unseen Wolf gonna fall. So see how they had you drop because there's not a clear sight line on the point? So if they would have done that, finds a trade onto the Junkrat. It's gonna be a little bit of a long walk back from spawn. Honestly, if they can keep this space here, keep this high ground, that does put Green Bay a little bit more on the back foot. Gives them clear room to walk up.
I was going to say, I didn't think Carroll was doing anything. They were playing from the low ground, but it looks like they were able to use that Reaper to go ahead and get up onto the high ground and capture a little bit of space. None of the points, but a little bit of space so that they can get to the point.
Unseen Wolf's going to watch their positioning here. It looks like they're getting hit by a lot of soldier and railguns. The tank's going to fall very early in the fight. Now it's Kiriko in the back line. And no one is paying attention. What is happening? She's invisible.
She's completely invisible. She's not real.
I don't think I saw a single head turn for the Kiriko.
That was crazy. Don't worry, climb and spawn.
Good capture on Carroll University's part there.
2 picks there from Moo. Moo able to get that ult up and ready to go. And Robodonut on the Ramatra. Gonna go ahead and take some space here by the pylon.
Now, at this point, I think they stayed on Junkrat for the ult, but now that it's this point, I wouldn't hate to see a I wouldn't hate to see a Junkrat swap. Robodonut is going to fall. That's going to cost Carroll some space. Klein has no wraith. It's able to get out.
Got the dupe here, looking for a possible flank here from MJL.
That's going to be a rough flank to try to take. You don't have vision. Sports don't have vision on you. And that's going to be MJL falling. Sports just couldn't get the sight line. They're out of the worst part of this point, though. Now it's going to be trying to take this high ground, deny the space. 4 ults up on either side. All 5 really on their way. Kleinsaucer needs to not reveal themselves early here. They're going for a TP. Looks like they're going for a TP ult. The sleeve got the ult.
Oh no! That is
Kleinsaucer a little too ambitious. However, it was 1 ult traded for 2. Carroll gonna fall here now to the Sojourn Railgun. Ian doing a great job. Robodonut doing a great job. Unfortunately, the support's ults are full. Now, that was 1 traded for both. They gotta watch for this junk tire. Or just a nano junk or a nano sojourn. They also could use a defensive nano.
I'd like to see them open up this fight with a dupe, to be honest.
I'd like to see probably a Junkrat dupe, to be honest. for Junkrat or Sigma. That'd be a good. Here's the grip tire coming out.
No Suzu to counter it.
Unseen Wolf is gonna fall.
It's tied up though.
Robodonut's gonna find one. Robodonut's gonna find both the supports. Moo's gonna fall. That's gonna be no supports left for Carroll with the Nano Sig. This could get dicey. Unfortunately for Green Bay, the Sojourn just slid into the Ramatra.
And he was able to pop that Nemesis for him and just go ahead and get himself a quick kill.
Green Bay is gonna be back here. Robodonut's gotta be ready to block some of those shots. I would really love if he got on the cart, have 2 on cart there, stop them from touching. 3 seconds left.
There it is.
Like they're going to give it.
And once again, MJL needs to use this dupe.
I'm not fully sure if giving it was the right choice there. Carroll didn't have their supports back, so they really could have pushed in. Junkrat going to fall to Klein Saucer off on the flank.
I just want MJL to press Q at this point.
Yeah, I really do. I think
oh! What was that
Wow.
little fancy move there, Klein? I saw that. The TP into the...
Now a little deep in the back. Klein's going to get the rock baited out.
And is able to get Suzu. Did get a
The
Kiriko.
dupe finally came in on 3rd point.
And actually saved Klein's life.
It
That
okay.
dupe saved
Did
Klein's.
it?
Yes.
However, Echo Dupe is one of the fastest, if not one of the faster, if not one of the fastest DPS ults to charge. Like, he just used it and he's already got 12, 13%. He could have had 4 by the time he just had 1.
He did save Klein's life though because he was able to TP in, drop the Suzu, and get out.
Now, Sojourn and Cassidy. Cass gonna get pushed off the high ground here. Is low, gonna fall to the Judo.
Oh my goodness!
No cleanse available for the Kiriko. That's gonna be move falling. Only Juno heals now. And Unseen Wolf is going to be having a tough time keeping Robodon alive. Unfortunately for Green Bay, that means their Sig was not paying attention to the back line, and Carroll's DPS are just having a buffet.
Yeah, absolutely. That double orb kill from Juno was very surprising, but ended up
Well, they do like 100 damage.
they do a good amount of damage.
Crazy damage.
Grape juice coming out here from Robodonut. He's going to get slept, but it's not going to matter. The card is going to push in. I think there was a little bit too much annihilation going on there for Green Bay to handle, and they weren't able to touch the point.
Yeah, you know, that was good pressure towards the end for Carroll. I'm going to severely judge MJL if I don't see more than 1 ult on defense here. Well, okay, it depends on how long the defense goes. If they full hold, you know, it might be more acceptable. But if they don't full hold, and I see 1 ult,
I'll yell at Mason after this. I'll tell him to...
you won't have to. I'll do it.
Mason!
Mason!
Press Q!
Hey, get out of the chat, Clyde.
Clyde, focus up!
Focus on the game. You've lost 50 points for that.
What is this, Hogwarts?
Yeah.
All systems fire.
50 points for
Explain to me
Klein
how that
Saucer.
system works. At any time, any professor can say 50 points to or from any class and any house, and they just know. Like the magic just knows.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you not? Okay. Have you read the books?
no, I'm gonna be so honest.
There are magic hourglasses in a room, and those magic hourglasses keep track.
I'm gonna be so freaking honest with you. I haven't read a book in a hot minute. I started reading a book recently. It's a weird feeling reading a book for pleasure.
It's fun though.
I mean, if you're reading the right book.
True. You gotta find. You gotta find an author you like.
We gotta go to half-price books again.
True. But yeah, there's like magical hourglasses in a certain room, and they keep track. And so like when a teacher says like minus 10 points, like 10 beads float up into the top of the hourglass from the bottom.
Carroll on the Ash now, as well as the Diva. Gonna dive up here from the Monkey.
Klein Saucer has yet to hit a scope shot on the Ash.
That's unfortunate. That's just so unfortunate.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little harsh. Klein Saucer going to fall from the early dive, going for a Tracer, Junkrat, Winston comp. I actually do like the Diva on the defense here from Carroll, especially into the Winston. Unseen Wolf's going to fall. That's going to leave only Moo. The Junkrat's going to fall, but not before 2 on Carroll fall. I don't hate the...
Moo's still alive here. He's gonna get trapped though.
Did not see the trap. That is unfortunate. Now, I don't dislike. Okay, the Mauga's probably a better pick on defense here into the Winston. The D.Va's not a bad pick with the shotguns. There we go. I would like to see the the MJL Reaper come out instead of the Echo.
I think there was a little bit of a toss there on the first point.
And really, I'd like to see the Juno go away. With the Tracer, I'd like to see the Unseen Wolf. I suppose the Unseen Wolf could be on Juno, but I'd like to see the Brig come back out for Carroll University. That is really the easiest way, especially with a Winston comp as well. But that is the easiest way to make a Tracer's life miserable.
Now you notice that Carroll is a little separated here. They're
not peeling for their supports right now.
Their tank is kind of in a different dimension.
Their tank is in a different time zone.
There he is.
But you know what? The cart's not moving.
The cart is not moving.
Green Bay does not have anyone on the cart. No, Robo Donut, go back to the cart. Just keep him off the cart. You know, Carroll lost that fight, but for the last like 15, 20 seconds of that, the cart wasn't moving.
Got the break now.
So really, that was almost net neutral for Carroll. It did give. Oh, they're on the Sig. Reinhardt's probably okay. Now Green Bay has some ults here from that last fight, and that could be devastating to Carroll. The Pulse Bomb's not going to find anyone. Good plays from Moo there.
Yeah, looking for Peaches here, trying to find a support here.
On and off.
What a
angle.
pin!
Inspirational pin going for the take. He's going to find one. He's going to find two.
What is he doing?
Robo Donut said your backline is mine.
Bro ate his Wheaties today. Holy!
He's grown up to be the big, strong boy we all know he could be. Makes a grown man cry.
Carroll with an excellent fight there once again, able to shave about another minute off the clock here. Love this skin too.
This I think they did I know it's not people's favorite skin, but I think they did a really good job with this mythic, especially when you get the gold for this one. I'm a big fan of the gold on a lot of them, but especially the Reaper and the Reinhardt mythic. It looks so good.
Fine Saucer Cassidy, a classic that we love to see. Unseen Wolf is going to fall to the Nemesis form. So is the rallying Brig. This spells danger for Carroll. Might have to see an ult here to go ahead and even it up.
Good plays from MJL though, just staying alive on that point. It might not be enough for Carroll to touch, but it is definitely going to be. Carroll looks like they might be going for a touch. I don't know what Klein's plan is.
I knew.
Yeah, but Carroll has to touch for that to happen.
And they weren't able to touch.
He just
okay.
Flash right click comes out. I would have liked to see if they were going to touch there and they needed to touch. I could see the play in Klein's mind of the flank high noon, but no one was there to really contest. I do like the Ana switch. I think the Brig wasn't working now that they've swapped off of the Winston. And it's just going to have to be Unseen Wolf and Moo being aware of the Tracer in the back.
Pulse Bomb out of Moo, unfortunately, is going to do the opposite of what you just said.
Yeah. That's going to be the Cure Wall coming out. Oh, inspirational even. High Noon coming out here from the Klein Saucer.
Probably. Is that a second perk or a first perk that allows you to get a refund on it?
That is a first perk. MJL's going to fall to the junk tower. And Carroll is just kind of getting out-tempoed here. They haven't really had a steady fight in the last probably 3 team fights. And they're really just getting staggered to death. I don't even think they'll have enough time to touch.
I don't think so. Carroll not able to touch there. 3:18 on the time bank for Green Bay.
I think they're having a tough time right now dying on point. That last fight where Klein was, I know they Kitsune rushed, but Klein had a high noon up. They really needed to push into point there after Moo died. Because worst case, you just all die on point and you reset for another fight. Best case is you push in and give Klein the space and the sight lines he needs to get a couple kills with his ult and you even out the fight. But what they did is they gave the cart while Klein was high nooning, and so not only did they lose the fight, but they also gave the cart space while they lost the fight, and so they just didn't have enough time to regroup for another team fight.
Carroll University still not out of it yet. Have a minute and 44 to get as far as they can. They're going to switch back to that Ramattra that was working so well for them. Let's see what Klein Saucer decides to play today.
Ignorance is truly boundless.
Our opponents on that Sigma, as well as staying on the Junkrat and back to the Sojourn.
I'm good to go.
right, here we are. Klein on the May is the final choice. Keeping that support line pretty nice.
I'm a big fan of the Klein Saucer May. If they're playing the May Ram, I would like to see a Reaper. I don't, that's the same trap that Donut did last time. I'm not a disbeliever of the MJL Echo. But with that May, I think you just really want the Reaper.
I have no Suzu, but that's a lot of
Support's
load.
just not having an LOS here. The team really got separated there. Klein Saucer is now in the front. Gonna get blown up here the moment they come out of Ice Block, and Robo Donut's the last one alive. That just seemed like a communication error there. One support might have gotten picked off early, it looks like, but you know, your other support wasn't even in LOS of you.
They also pushed into a very narrow space with
Yeah,
a Junkrat and a Sigma.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. Go that bottom left door with the Viking sign on it. Go up and around. Don't try to take the space from... Because you have to walk into very narrow hallways up there. And they've got a Junkrat and the Sojourn.
And mine just gets picked off immediately.
And see, they're trying to just walk to point, but they're walking to point through the open space. And it's making it really tough because it's allowing the Sojourn and the Juno and the Junk to get picks before the fight even starts. And so now they're down pretty much both their DPS right now. Now the two ults come out because there's 10 seconds left. You're going to see Unseen Wolf fall to the tire. You're going to see Robo Donut fall to Kitsune, and now you're down two again. No ults up, and that's going to be probably a loss to Carroll for the second map, unless they can pull off a miracle.
Drops the Blizzard just in case someone can go ahead and touch. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to make it. Does not look like it. Carroll not able to get a tick there.
This is round 2, Rel. Or I guess round 3, yeah, but it's map 2.
Score 3-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Sorry, Lucio and who else is banned?
Zarya.
Zarya and Lucio are banned. Yeah, you know, it's really what I think. People are so used to not going like here. Go down and go down.
This way.
People are so used to not going this way, they don't realize that you can go up, and then if you come out this door and immediately wrap around, there's actually, if you look, go to the left more, and then keep going left. No, not that way. Down to your right now. That's left. To your right. Keep going, like inside.
What? Where do you want me to go here?
Like this hallway right here. This walk up, and then I don't think you can get into that common area. But with that, you run a shield clump or like a shield tank like a Ramatra. You put a shield down right where you have to cross, but then you walk back into cover. So you basically, you just take a detour, but by taking that detour,
5,
you are significantly less exposed.
2, 1. Attackers
Carroll on the Reaper.
objective A.
Torbjorn here, and they also...
I would have liked to see Torb on the first defense, especially with the Tracer running out. I think Torb's very underrated.
there.
If you can play Torb right, you can actually just carry yourself to GM off of just rotating your cooldowns. You don't need aim. Is aim good on Torb? Yeah, but if you can rotate your cooldowns right to support your tank, you just need to know how to do that, and you can climb to GM on Torb.
Not the biggest fan of the turret placement. I understand it's probably for the Tracer.
Okay,
but like,
it is, and I actually don't like this turret placement because the thing that people misunderstand about Torb turret is you want it in a spot where the enemy can't poke it out. They have to commit to your team. You can hold that now?
if you have the perk.
Oh, okay.
Bad place for Robo Donut to be right now. Did get booped there, not his own choice, but it's in a very dangerous place. But he is getting plenty of heals from his supports here. Tracer links out.
Because it might seem like your turret's not getting value, but especially when there's a Tracer in the lobby, your turret's value is that it keeps the Tracer off your backline.
That's getting go here. Has the CP out. Does not get any heals because she is mid TP. That's a lot of people falling. Carroll in a dangerous place here. Probably going to not be able to sustain, and that's going to be Blizzard World going over to UW Green Bay.
I feel like I'm like getting in too much into a coaching mindset while we're streaming.
I mean, that's kind of what you got to do, though. I mean, like, you got to know what's What's going on?
Because, I mean, really with that Torb turret, the way it should be played is around a corner so that they have to commit to even touch it, right? So almost, I would have even put the turret on point. Because then the Tracer can't wrap on your backline, and if the Winston has to jump in to commit to it. And so by the time if they want to walk in to break your turret, they have to walk in and past your tank, and there's you standing there with an overload right click ready for them and the tank. So your turret never falls, and it has that pressure.
Absolutely. Carroll University does drop map 2 here, but it is 1-1 here against UW Green Bay. We're looking to go ahead and take map 3 here.
Yeah, I think Terrell, man, it's really a rough night.
Terrell.
That lack of food is really getting to me.
Hey, I need somebody to win in the next 2 maps. I need some Chili's.
Yeah, true. Not sponsored, but we wish we were.
Sponsored by Chili's is a dream. That's a dream. Yeah. One day I'll be able to
Maybe we can get the Laskerdu stream sponsored by Chili's.
Bro, if I could get Laskerdu stream sponsored by Chili's.
I would wear, like, if we could get your stream sponsored by Chili's, I'd even offer you up, we run ads for it during the stream.
Run ads for it. I'd wear a shirt.
You're wearing merch with a cam on all the time.
Yep.
We put an overlay on somewhere
I do
on the
Chili's
streams.
overlay.
Yeah, like
let's talk to Casey
it'd be great.
tonight.
Yeah.
he'll know what to do.
I mean, really, Carroll's still got a really good shot at winning this. They need to just kind of get off their back foot and really think about not only what comp they need to play that caters to their strengths and can counter, but also how that comp works with each other.
Yes.
They came out guns blazing, and I think Green Bay's kind of gotten a feel for that comp that they initially came out with. Carroll's always struggled on defense, and I think I like the Torb Reaper or the Torb hit scan on defense, but it has to be played right. And if Carroll can figure that out tonight, I don't think this other team will be a problem because you have a good Torb on defense, and Winston and Tracer can't play the game. And if you can figure out how to play that right on defense, it's going to really throw a wrench into a lot of the dive comps that Green Bay seems to want to run.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that the Torb probably would have been more comfortable for Klein. I think that playing the Ashe for as long as he did was not beneficial for his team.
Yep.
I think that he plays a much better Torb than he does an Ashe any day. And so I think that Carroll tried something a little different there on the defense, and it just set their tempo off completely, and they weren't just the snowball just kept rolling there on that defense.
Understand the vision on the defense, but I think the moment that Klein saw that they were playing a double dive with the Winston Tracer, and even the Junkrat to an extent, it needed to be off of Ashe and onto like a Torb.
And speaking of Junkrat, it is going to be the ban here for Carroll. Carroll does not want to see the Junkrat anymore. I am curious to see what the second ban is going to be. This one coming out of UW Green Bay. Looks like we are heading to Rialto, though.
Yeah. And this might be a better map for Carroll, but it also could be a better map for UW Green Bay. Dive can work really well here once you get past that first point, and even at certain parts on it.
Absolutely.
I'd like to. This is also a really good map for Torb, so I'd like to see that come out. There's a couple of really good turret spots. You know, if Klein gets the, I'm trying to remember the Torb perks. I think the one where he can heal his tank with hammer like hits, and then the one, I'm not a huge fan of, just because I know turret spots, I'm not a huge fan of the wall turret one. I think the overloaded turret's just better value.
Yeah, I like the overloaded
and I'd
turret
like to
there.
see Klein run that. I know the team, from what I've heard, a lot of people on the team are big fans of the wall turrets. So I'd imagine if Klein plays Torb for any length of time, that it's probably going to come to that. But then, you can make that work.
Yeah, I think that it can be really helpful to have turrets on the walls, but if you do know the turret spots, I feel like it can be sort of a pointless perk.
Yes.
Because the overloaded turret just does so much damage.
And the problem, too, you're seeing with Carroll is that MJL is wanting to run out on this Echo a lot, but there's not enough pressure on the Ana right now for that to happen. The Ana there's not enough damage coming out onto the tanks and the squishies that the Ana is really forced to heal bot. And when that happens, anytime MJL goes for a flank, the Ana is just 3-tapping.
It's definitely a lot of shots coming out from the Ana into the Echo, making it very difficult. Echo does not have as much health as you'd sometimes hoped that she did, and is causing her to at least have to retreat, not necessarily fall every time, but at least have to retreat. Going to be a Mauga ban out of UW Green Bay. And it looks like Mauga and Junkrat are the two bans.
Now, here's the fated scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Is what happens when the Mauga gets banned.
I'm curious to see what RoboDonut does here.
I feel like I'm biased in the Torb thing. No, I'm a big Torb fan.
Torb's my favorite.
I think
hero
Torb
in the game.
is. I think
I love
Torb
Torb.
is severely underrated,
Cooled down like an inactive volcano.
and Torb can do a lot. Torb's kind of that hybrid hero where he can do a bit of everything. He can poke really well, especially if you can lead his primary fire. The overload cooldown, if you can rotate the overload cooldown well, he's a tank buster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then he's tanky himself and can protect your backline as
Good
anti-dive.
anti-dive. Yep.
So he really fits every role, as long as there's a comp that he works in.
Absolutely. And we're heading in here, folks. We'll see you on the other side of this game.
Yeah. What, you thought I was going to sting her without you having to ask?
Here on Rialto, folks.
I was waiting for you to say pretty please.
Pretty please. I'm begging. Please. There's a whole mega in here? I don't think I've ever been in this
Really?
room. I don't think I've ever
I'm
been
in this room all the time.
I don't think I've been in this room a single time. That just shows you how bad I am. But anyways.
It might have gotten changed. I don't know if that's reworked. I think that's normal, though. I know there's always been a health pack in there.
Ready
I just don't know if it's always a mega.
Zarya unbanned now, so RoboDonut going to take that opportunity to go ahead and play.
Oh, here it
Alright.
comes. Here it comes.
Isn't that what you
Pharmacy has been
want?
brought
What I
out.
want
Now, this is a good
never
match
should
for
have
it,
mattered to begin
especially with them only running a Sojourn. Although they do have the orbs from the Juno. It'll be interesting to see how this works, though, because with the Mei and Sigma, they have enough walls that they can kind of just keep the Pharah off them. We'll see if the Zarya Reaper works out with just Unseen Wolf on the heels.
I have to clock in. I forgot to clock in.
You forgot to clock in? How could you? I'm doing this for free, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing this just because I like talking to all of you.
I also enjoy talking to all of you, but I also do enjoy getting paid.
See, what I'm not saying is that I can't be paid for this. Now, I like this space that Ian is trying to take here. Mr. RoboDonut on the Zarya. He's a little out in front. Klein Saucer finds two.
Oh my goodness, I'm not paying attention.
Gets hit by the rock, but manages to get away. And now I would really like to see... I like them pushing this. If they kill the Sigma, I'd like to see 3 on cart. I'd like to see 3 on cart. That's a team kill. It'll be interesting to see how they react to the legendary Klein Saucer Pharah.
It's true, it is a
Did
legend.
you know they call him the closer?
I don't think we've seen the closer in a while. I think we need a big play
He's
from
here
Klein.
to close this match out so we can close our mouths around some chilies.
And they're just going to give. They didn't even
give
touch.
it. And you know, I don't necessarily think that's a bad play. It would have been a really tough spot for that Ram to be in. They swapped to the Cass Ash now. The Pharmacy is going to have to be put away. I think it's going to last until the first barrage, but Klein has to do a much better job now of playing around corners, and I'm worried about whether or not that's going to happen. The Pharmacy, the ult is coming in. He's going to find 1 with the bubble. He's going to find 2. They're going to find 3.
Line Saucer.
He's going to find 4.
It's going to make me eat my words.
The dream's not dead yet, folks.
This is a big stagger. That's a big
MJL
stagger.
took the final kill. There goes his penta.
Fight him. Fight him.
Now, if they need 3 on point, though. They need to get 3 on point. If they do this, they can get this to the point where Green Bay is going to be closed off enough that Klein really has a lot of space to play with here with these hit scans. And you're going to see them try to take advantage of that. The Valve coming out early. Nano's almost up. I imagine that's going to go on to Klein Saucer. And they're just going to give the next point. Green Bay just really doesn't seem to know how to deal with this.
Carroll able to bring out.
Now they're on Soldier, no more Ash, which I think is honestly a mistake. I think you would rather, if you're going to swap the Soldier, you would rather have your Cask swap to the Ash. Ash just does so much more damage at that long range with the poke. You know, Soldier can do decent damage, but it's prolonged, and with all of these Rialto buildings, Klein can kind of duck between cover to cover. Poking coming out, that's going to be a Hurricane ult with the High Noon. It's going to get around the corner. Klein Saucer's going to fall. MJL's going to fall. That's going to be both DPS down. That is, however, 2 ults coming out from Green Bay. Carroll's going to back out with no ults invested, just dying on cart.
Moo taking the long walk back to spawn.
And that's pretty good. Carroll's got 3, almost 4 ults here, and Green Bay really only has the Juno Ram ult to play with. I don't think that Soldier ult's going to come up online before anything Carroll does. And now, this is the moment of truth. If Klein can play a little bit cheeky here, a little bit secretive, get in place. The grab came out. It's going to be behind. He's going to find 1. He's going to find not 2. The Ram ult's coming out. They need to burn that Ram now. They need to stop him from getting value. The Reaper needs to get nanoed here. The Reaper needs to get nanoed here. Please. Nano the Reaper.
They're not able to find the Ramatra.
Use the nano.
The Ramatra does get out, even though he was both slept and purpled at one point.
You know, it worked. There is a Soldier ulting.
A little messy.
Yep, it's messy, but they're gonna find it. I understand the Nano Blossom, but man, that Nano needed to come out way faster. You could have just had the Ram dead.
The final melee kill from Moo. Carroll, with excellent time in the time make here, looking to have a much better defense than they had on the previous, on their previous map, which was Blizzard World.
Initiating match.
Did I clock in? I tried to clock in. I don't know if it'll let me. Whee! Squee! Squee, squee. Meow, meow.
Well, Carroll with a very convincing 4 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock. It seems like...
Glaze Klein right
no,
now.
we will not be doing that.
We've been glazing Klein this whole time.
Yeah.
You ask, you shall not receive.
Yep, now we're not going to do it because you asked.
You better pop off this next.
Klein, if you're watching the stream, know that it was Unseen Wolf
Yes.
himself that made us stop complimenting you.
Yes. You better go stupid.
Now
go
they're
crazy.
going Tracer, Lucio, Cast. They're going to go a little bit more of a rushdown comp. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work with the Zarya Reaper. With the Ana to back them up is a little bit too much sustain, and dropping that other hit scan is probably going to hurt them in the long run against this Pharah. I don't think they really know what to do here against this Pharah. Either they don't have, their hit scans aren't confident enough to deal with it, or they just don't really know the answer.
Yeah, it seems like they had a difficulty dealing with that for sure. I'm curious to see the defense here, how this goes for Carroll. I'd like to see a boop kill here, though.
Because, you know, Moo's been doing a great job of keeping Klein up, but really, you get a good Ashe on your team, and you don't even need the Mercy. Ashe will 2-tap headshots, or if you have the Mercy, it becomes even easier to just 2-tap the Pharah out of the sky. Now you see the Cass looking for it. The Lucio's going to fall early. The Cass is still gunning for the Pharah. But see, you've got this Reaper Zarya set up close, and it's going to really prevent this Ram from walking. Now, the good thing for going for Green Bay is the way that this comp is set up, it does mean that Unseen Wolf is kind of going to be left on their own to fend for themselves against this Tracer, and so their positioning is really going to be paramount. RoboDonut got caught looking the wrong direction for a little bit, and that's going to result in MJL falling. Now, Kleinsaucer getting poked out a little bit. RoboDonut still on point. Unseen Wolf doing a good job of really just staying in a good position to stay away from this Tracer. Unfortunately, that's going to be the nade out, and now this Tracer is going to probably dive the backline. Never mind, I just saw
Absolutely
they're dead.
cooked.
I saw they're dead. That's unfortunate for Green Bay.
I'd like to see RoboDonut stop turning around and
No.
just let his Ana hopefully hit sleeves.
I understand the vision there. I understand things. We all get, you know,
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion.
we all make mistakes in the heat of passion, but that barrage was definitely not necessary.
Yeah, that fight was already pretty won. Do have a Valkyrie and a Nano Boost coming up here. Both support ults are going to be locked and loaded. Jail being to the high ground here. Gonna drop, get hindered. Valkyrie coming out here. Don't think there's going to be an angle for a res here. They're going to go ahead and Kitsune Rush to go ahead
No,
and try to counter
but
it.
if they, I would love to see a Nano come out onto the tank here. Give him enough time to build grab. There it is.
Noon also coming out. Doesn't find any
Noon
kills.
coming out. That's going to be Nano onto the Zarya, and that's going to give him enough time to build grab, which I would love to see pop now that the... There we go. The grab has been popped along with the beat. There's no cleanse to save them from this, and that's going to be 1, 2, and 3. Here comes the closer to clean it up.
Actually, let's be honest. MJL got more kills there. That's all I'm saying.
True, but the splash
No, it was
damage
the
from
splash
the far
damage.
up.
It was the splash damage. But we can't glaze Klein too hard.
Publicly.
Not, yeah.
We can't ever let him hear.
No, he's not allowed to. He's not allowed to know.
Oh, the Ramatra almost getting booped off. Now, Kleinsaucer's once again right next to another barrage. That Tracer doesn't have pulse either. Only Ramatra ult for Green Bay. And so, yeah, here it comes. The closer. He's looking for it. It's going to happen. The Ramatra ult gets popped along with the cleanse. Unfortunately, probably not in the spot he wanted to get popped, but it's going to work out anyways. They got so many picks. And with a minute left, that might be Green Bay capping the first point. It'll be interesting here to see if Carroll gets another touch. No ults in the bank, but none for Green Bay as well. Carroll probably gets a second touch, and if they can get this fight going here, MJL should have a Blossom.
That was both supports falling very quickly in that fight and ultimately leading to Carroll's demise. It looks like MJL wants to go ahead and touch here, and I don't blame him. They want to go ahead and clinch this out. They can taste the chilies. They can taste the 3 for me. That's 1 kill. Can we find a second? Kleinsaucer is going to be the second.
Ult! Please, ult! There's no time left in the bank. Just use it. The fight's over if you kill this Ramatra.
That's going to be Valkyrie
Click
being popped.
Q! Click Q! Click Q! Please! Click Q! There's no Suzu!
If he dies without it, I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to yell.
I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to do it anyways after this fight.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, click Q! Click Q! Click the Q button!
Yes! 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 Oh my gosh! That fight could have been done so.
No, I'm going.
He's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he has left the chat. Carroll University going to take the win here. Oh, that's so funny. So you're playing the game here. Of course, it is Kleinsaucer. He's going to go ahead and drop the dunk on him. Here's the rocket barrage that did it for him, folks. 2, and he finds 3 with a shot. And he finds the Juno. And then he gets his kill stolen from him by MJL. We're going to go ahead and head back to the desk here. It's just me right now. He actually left his seat. He's actually not here anymore. He's going to yell at Mason. But yes, Carroll University doing an excellent job switching over to switching over to that Farah Zarya Reaper comp that allowed them to have a lot of damage on the ground and in the air, able to bubble that Reaper. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Able to bubble that Reaper and allow him to get a lot of damage on the front while Klein is poking from the air and has that Mercy to go ahead and pocket him. It was an excellent showing from Carroll. Very different than their Blizzard World showing. Very excited to see what they do here. Looks like we're heading to New Junk City here, folks. New Junk City is going to be the pick here. Curious to see how Carroll plays on this type of map. It's not Flashpoint. It's the other one. I can't remember what it's called. That's why we're looking it up. Oh, I'm coming back. Oh, you couldn't yell at him?
No. The scanner out here.
Oh yeah, that scanner's broken. That scanner's broken.
Oh, how do we get in though?
We asked the nice people at the front desk to let us in. I don't know how they have the ability to do that, but they're apparently very powerful.
I think they have like an actual physical scanner.
Oh, probably.
Because I think that one's out of battery. Okay, we're going into New Junk City here. Sorry for that.
Tracer Zarya are the bands.
Tracer Zarya are the band. Are the Chili's mozzarella dippers worth the hype? Yes, they are.
The mozzarella, it's like thick mozzarella cheese.
Yes,
that's
it's
also
not like it's not like a stick. It's like a block.
It's like a whole block.
It's like a square of mozzarella, but it's really good. It's so good.
I just, by the way, while you're gone, I mispronounced Reaper. I
I
took the E out on accident, so it made it a naughty word.
Oh.
I didn't mean it.
No, they're very good. I have never had their Nashville hot ones. I think Jake's not as big of a fan.
I haven't tried the Nashville hot. I heard they're a little overrated. The Nashville hot chicken strips, though, those are bumping.
Okay, but the what is their like
Just one more mission.
sweet and spicy chili?
Oh, so sweet spicy chili is good. Their honey chipotle.
And then their honey chipotle is amazing too. But yeah, can you get honey chipotle mozzarella sticks?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, I wish.
Can only get.
You
the
could maybe
Nashville.
ask Casey. Can you toss it?
Casey,
in the can you toss it in the sauce?
I will pay extra if I have to.
But yeah, they are very good.
Kleinsaucer's, oh, nope, Kleinsaucer's not going to be on his own. Going to go ahead and taxi Moo
Now
here.
the Pharah on this is a little interesting. I think it's going to work out really well, though, because they literally have no one that can contest the Pharah.
As long as he stays up in the air here. The Hazard back out here.
If he stays up in the air, there's no one that can hit him. It's going to be the MJL falling early. Now it's gonna be interesting, a different story to see whether or not he can get any value on Pharah here. RoboDonut's going to fall as well. They're doing a rushdown comp once again. Back onto this Junkrat. Carroll just, I think that's the thing. Carroll just doesn't seem to know how to deal with the Junkrat and the amount of damage that he can output.
Absolutely, the Junkrat has been a bit of a problem here. He's one. He is going to fall. Venture is going to go ahead and dig themselves into the ground.
Yeah.
That's going to be a wall, and
Kleinsaucer almost found two of them.
Absolutely, Carroll doing a nice job off the back.
Oh,
Ooh.
you can't be picked off like that. They're going to have a res for it, but that was a little bit of a misplay from the closer.
The closer. Breaking this wall here. Hazard trying to prevent them from getting on the point. I like the Orisa. I actually don't mind the Orisa.
I do. They need to cut do a better job of like cutting this Hazard off when he goes in or cutting off his support. Right now they're kind of just letting him do what he wants. They find a pick onto the Venture though, and that could be what they need to open it up. Unfortunately, RoboDonut is they're just struggling to deal with this Hazard. Now they gotta drop the point. Don't let him get any more percentage. They're gonna find one. They're gonna find the second in the trap. The Lucio's gonna stall on point now. They need to kill him. Guys, he's there.
Oh no. Okay, they should be able to cap point.
Unfortunately, it's in one fight territory now. They have to hold this or else it's going to be over to Green Bay for this first point. They do have basically all their ults. I would like to see the barrage go fast before Green Bay can get any of theirs.
Now this I don't like. I cannot stand Ana on these close quarters maps because especially when they're playing Hazard Venture, such an easy target.
Especially with love him, but especially with Unseen Wolf playing the Ana because he struggles to not stand in the junk projectiles.
I honestly, this might be a crazy play here. I would have preferred, because Moo is focused on Kleinsaucer, I would have preferred a Baptiste.
Yeah,
I love Baptiste with.
Oh, but they're turning this around. They've gotten back. Lucio's won. On fights too. Clyde's closing the fight.
There it is, folks. Klein with 3 there.
Yeah, New Junk City's Flashpoint.
Flashpoint is what it's called. Okay, what's the other one called? The one where you go back and forth.
Push.
No, the one where you go like A,
uh,
B, B, A. Like
That is Conquest, I think.
Conquest?
No, is it? I think that's Conquest.
I was looking up.
I could be wrong. I haven't played. I think they took that out. That's not in the rotation.
It's not in the
because they're taking that out of comp, I think.
Looking at types of maps.
Is it Conquest? I feel like that's the name of it.
Might not load. I can look it up later. Klein dropping mighty low there. Able to get out. There's 3 ults online for Carroll. 3 ults online.
Oh, he's going for this cast. Unfortunately, going to find a lot of healing, and Klein needs to back off before he dies.
Very aggressive. Push onto the cast there.
Manages to get out. I'm actually very impressed with both him and Moo's movement there to get out. Klein almost to another barrage here.
He's got it.
And they've still got 5 ults. I'd love to see some ults get played here before they... I don't like this posturing. They're getting points, kind of like what Green Bay was doing. First round move falls early. That could hurt Carroll here.
We need to at least see some... If they want to turn this fight, some ults needs to be popped.
Oh, Cass is low. I'd love to see an Orisa ult get popped here.
Rotating.
Oh, there's the nano. Okay, now you've invested 1 ult. Now just start blowing them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You got to do something.
There you go. Hit it. Okay, that's beat.
They beated it. Able to get beat out, but that's all you're able to get out. Carroll uses 2 ults for 1 there. Not a good position to
No,
be
and they
in.
still lost the fight, and that's going to be tough for this next fight to kind of get in there. They've got both DPS ults. That High Noon's going to do a great job zoning. I think losing that support early really hurt them. It forced a lot onto Unseen Wolf's plate. But they're taking too long to posture here. Especially with that High Noon, they might not even get a chance to touch. 5, 9, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, he's trapped. That's bad.
Okay, this is a tough spot. Oh, Klein's getting res. If they can keep RoboDonut alive on point, they have a chance here.
Unseen Wolf is going to fall. That means there's only Mercy healing right now.
Oh,
Rocket Barrage?
The ult is coming out, but it gets taken out by the Junkrat. Carroll can just not figure out how to deal with this rat. Oh, he falls!
Still got Mercy alive on point here. She's trying her best. Moo's trying her best, but it's ultimately going to be Flashpoint over to our opponents, UW Green Bay.
Okay, they're on the Mauga. I like that pick. Carroll really needs to figure out how to deal with this Junkrat.
I think, honestly, you can keep Klein on the Pharah, but his focus needs to be the Junkrat.
Yeah.
And it just needs to be MJL's focus.
Mason's focus needs to be the Cass.
Yeah.
And so that the Cass can't sit and poke out Klein like he's doing. And then Klein needs to poke out the Junkrat.
Maybe the rain here. Gonna bring down.
Oh, they trade Unseen Wolf for the Junkrat. Is that gonna be enough to get something done? The res is coming in on Unseen Wolf. Robonon is gonna fall, but they have a chance here. They've got both TPS up. They still have a Reaper.
Unseen Wolf does fall once again.
Drag it out. They just need to die on point now. And they're gonna have another high noon. Now, I don't know if MJL knows that it's not 100% damage reduction when the hazard's blocking.
I think it's just, I was thinking the same thing, because I think as a DPS player, you get so used to not shooting someone who's blocking because you don't want to shoot a blocking Toon Fist or something like that.
Ian's Robodon's cut off. That could spell they could lose Robodon here to this high noon. No one's gonna fall. Now they got another barrage. He's on the hunt. He's on the prowl. He's on the hunt. He's on the prowl. Do it now. They find one. They find two.
Nice.
They find three. That's going to be the fight for Carroll. They got to 70%. Lucio's going to get it to 75. Now, that was 2 ults for a Curie ult. They've got Tire.
3 ults, they nano.
Oh, I didn't realize that they were still in buff. Okay, that's all their ults. So they're going to be coming up on a Tire. They really have to pay attention to where this Tire is coming from. If they lose one of these supports to this Tire, it's not going to be good. MJL's got to play careful here because they really cannot afford to lose this Reaper. This Reaper is all that is stopping them from just running onto the Mauga. Oh, Reaper on one. Not going to quite find it. Gets away with 1 health. Robodon looking to fall here.
Being healed up.
Finds one.
Loop kill. Okay, they lose MJL. That's not the worst thing. They could have lost the support to the Tire. They're going to tear it down here in the back line, trying to find Peaches.
If they can find the Kiri, here, they're down their tank.
And ring around the Rosie. Come on.
Klein is just getting out-movemented. It's just the Pharah now. Oh, finds the Kiriko on a last little pick. The Mauga and the Reaper are going to be back. They've got Cage. They could try to touch this, but it's going to be tough. He's got a Cage. He has to Cage.
He's going to save it.
Saving it. That just has to be a chalk point then, doesn't it?
Unless they can find a pick here. Nano boost.
No, they just nanoed. They got to stay on now. They find the tank. They're not going to have a tank of their own. It's even now. They find the DPS. They just got to stay on point here. They can do this.
Unseen Wolf
Unseen
falls.
Wolf going to fall. Just Mercy heals now. They got to find the Junkrat. They find it. It's just the Cass. The Lucio. They get the ult. He finally uses the ult.
There we go, boys.
And Carroll pulls that back from the brink. I'm very impressed. I didn't think they had that. I would have definitely chalked it and gone next. They got out everything except High Noon, and they're going to be coming up on a Kiri rush now. But they've got 2 ults to play with, and Klein's already, a third of the way to another barrage.
This Pharah not having the same impact that it did on Rialto, but still doing a lot for Carroll.
Yes, and if Klein can get some good poke here ahead of time, build up that ult, get it to about 50% before the fight even starts, he could go early. They've got that Mauga Cage. I'd love to see a Mauga Cage and then Klein diving into the Mauga Cage and barraging whatever's in there.
That would be beautiful. That is exactly what we want to see out of these ults here.
Mason gets picked off on the side. I think he got stuck in a trap. Moo is going for the res.
They're gonna find it. Valkyrie out.
Find it. That's a tight room to be in though. The Junkrat's in there on their supports. Klein's going to fall to the High Noon. Junkrat's going to fall, though. They've got a chance. I'd love to see the Cage, though. He's alone on points. I don't know how to feel about being alone on point there without ulting. Cass is not quite going to fall. That's going to be a lost fight for Carroll. They did trade just a Valk for a High Noon. Both teams basically, Carroll kind of has 2 ults and coming up on their 3rd. But they got to go with these ults before the beat comes up.
I wonder if they're looking for the barrage to be used with the cage match. I wonder if that's a specific call out that they had.
If they have it though, they got to go fast with this cage match. They just kill the Lucio.
They have to. They have to.
There you go.
Lou is going to fall out. They're going to use that. Kill the Junkrat.
Oh, but he was too low and Lou had already fallen. Now if they can get the hazard here.
Purple.
He's purple. If they can find it. If they can find it.
They couldn't find it though.
And they were ignoring the cast on the Ana.
They did turn the point though.
They did turn the point somehow. He's trying to stay up. Not going to do it. Now the problem is Carroll's going into this next fight with no ults and just their no tank. I think they got to chalk this one. They got to let it be. They don't have a tank to hold space on point. They just got to let it go. The next point will be much more advantageous.
Looks like they're going to do just that.
But they also got to not get picked off on the way there. And that's going to be the big test here. That Klein's going to get picked off by this Cass if he's not careful.
He's looking for some poke, build up that very useful barrage once again.
Yeah, and he's finding it. I mean, he's getting the poke. And oh! Junkrat low, but this Cass is just still on the pharmacy, and Carroll University is not doing anything to peel for their pharmacy right now. They're just kind of letting this happen.
Looks like they're looking for point here instead.
They are, but this is a serious miscommunication because them having point doesn't matter if half their team's already dead. They'll hold it for maybe 10%. Now, Moo does pop the Valk. It's an early Valk. That's a big sleep. They're going to find 1. They find 2. Roboduna falls off the map. What? I wonder if he got booped by the Lucio. They trade the tanks, so I think it's going to work out. But that's interesting. They traded the Valk and the Barrage for this early point pressure here. Now, Mason just cannot die, right? Like, we've seen this a couple of times. We've seen this a couple times. Mason's pretty low. That's both their DPS. That buys them some more time here if they can keep this tempo going really strong. Their teams are really separated. If you look at Green Bay, where the rest of the team is compared to where their DPS died, they're very separated. They're gonna go. Carroll's gonna go for a Nano Blossom here.
Yeah, they do have the Beyblade if they want it, or they can separate the.
I don't know
Blossom.
where Mason's going. Mason, where are you going?
He's on an adventure.
I guess so. Okay, behind him, coming out.
Gonna get popped immediately.
The Junkrat is in the back line, antied. The beat's coming out.
Klein gonna fall.
Klein falls, Unseen Wolf falls. They can save this with the Nano. Oh no, she rezzed Klein Saucer. This might just be, oh, I don't know if I would have done that. They get all the ults out, but they got it to 99, but I would have probably held the Blossom there. Because you got the rush out, you got the tire out. Sorry, my brain was slow there. You got the tire out, you got the rush out, and you used nothing of yours. And half the team was already dead. I would just probably hold it there.
Carroll has the Nano here into the hazard.
I'd probably, what I would do here is either Nano Barrage or Cage Match. Get this Mauga to build his cage match. Have him run in. Cage match immediately, right? You got it.
Go ahead and use it.
They got it there. I need to see a cage match come out of this Mauga pretty much as he gets it, though. Oh, he gets the tank, though. He gets 3! Come on, cage match, please, use it! There's no point in holding it. It's overtime.
Press Q!
Press Q earlier.
Carroll University is going to find the victory there.
Good maps from
3-1
Carroll
against UW Green Bay. That is a GG.
We're hard on them because we love them, right, Jake?
Well, of course, of course.
No, good maps from Carroll. The alt usage, I think, needs a little bit of tempo, a little bit of paying attention to kind of what the point is and what the time is, and not needlessly holding ults. But other than that, I mean, I was very impressed with their play tonight. I think this is miles better than the last game I casted, especially on tempo.
Absolutely. I think they did a nice, better job. They just need to press Q a little bit more frequently, which is weird to say. Usually you want people to hold ults a little bit more. But they have been doing a nice job of improving steadily. Carroll now 3-3 in the season, looking to possibly make a playoff run. We'll see what happens in the next game. Thank you all for joining us.
And we'll see you later. We're going to go get some dinner.